Hello, hello. Welcome to the Daily Political Tarot and Astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm just trying to pull everything together this morning. I made a presentation. Hello, boo boo. Oh, there's a boo boo. Yes, I have brought to you a PowerPoint presentation or the equivalent, the Canva equivalent. So, because there's a lot of confusing stuff going on, and I want to make sure you understand what it all means. Okay, but I'm here literally every single day of the year, usually a little bit more put together and a little bit more on time. Sorry. But I'm here to take your political questions. Just put your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers. You have kept us safe for years. Thank you. And we have got a fantastic community because you have been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, I'm sorry, everything just is discombobulated. But you can go down in the description box at the afterwards, and all the questions should be there. And I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in, or you could watch back on a higher speed or whatever works for you. So. Squeebles, Autumn and Boo Boo are here, and the villagers rejoice. Villagers. Why, thank you, citizen, for being here. Bob says, as a villager, I rejoice. Yay. I don't think of you as villagers. I think of you as citizens. Well done, citizen. Anyway. All right. We need to... Mayor says, I used to train people on how to use PowerPoint. Well, this will be exactly how not to do it, because this will not be great, but I'm going to do it anyway. I threw this together absolutely last minute. Anyway. DL says a lot of things have been kind of going around lately. Water faucets, cooking grease, unusually. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you're safe, but yeah. Julie says, I do actually live in a village, but I identify as a peasant. People wonder, how can you do this every single day of the year? Because you're here. That's why. I wouldn't miss this for anything. All right. So, all right, let's, all right. I am my own form of dumpster fire today, but we're going to get through this. Okay. Blankie. Need blankie. All right, let's go through this. It's very confusing. Debbie says, don't be surprised to see extreme astrology. Oh, isn't it just? Oh, isn't it just? Ugh. But I haven't been feeling really well, so I'm going to sit today. All right. I'm going to be fine, though. Don't worry about it. Let us discuss at 3 minutes, 30 seconds in. Hang on. Not that. And can I just grab all of this? No. Can I grab all of this? Full description box. There we go. Copy, close that, and sorry, like I said, very discombobulated today. It happens sometimes. So, yes, I know my description's too long, but that's not the point. Okay. Episode 2647 today. Yeah. And at 4 minutes, 50 seconds into 5 minutes in, let's talk about trade. 5 minutes in. Okay. Let let me explain to you what's going on with the dumpster-fire tariffs, and they are indeed dumpster-fire tariffs. All right, let me make myself a little smaller here. Brought to you by Donald Jeffrey Trump. The dumpster-fire tariffs. Okay. If I put this over here, can I? Yes. Okay. So, how do I go forward? Oh, okay. So, what happened was Trump had been using a 1977 law to declare a national economic emergency and impose country-by-country tariffs on nearly every trading partner we've ever had. And probably a few he made up. Matter of fact, I'm sure it was a few he made up, because wasn't there an island that's just like full of penguins and nothing else? Yeah. Well, the Supreme Court just ruled 6-3 that, yeah, this law was never meant for tariffs. You never had the authority to do this. And now over $133 billion in refunds are now owed to importers who already paid. Genius. J for genius. Donald J for genius Trump. Okay, so Trump's next dumb moves. Okay, so within hours of losing at the Supreme Court, he used 3 other laws to try and keep tariffs going. Okay. So they each have a number. So Section 122, okay, the emergency tariff. Section 122, part of a trade act, Nixon era, whatever. It lets the president impose up to 15% tariffs for up to 150 days. So Trump said, yes, off with their heads. Everybody, you get a 15% tariff, and you get a 15% tariff, and everybody gets a 15% tariff. No president has ever used this law before, ever. And after 150 days, Congress must approve any extension. Great. Number 2, the national security tariffs, Section 232 of a different trade act, but still. It lets the president impose tariffs by claiming specific imports are a threat to national security. And that's how he got away with tariffs on stuff. Arguing the country can't be safe if we depend on foreign suppliers. Okay. And 301, the unfair trade investigations. Section 301 lets the U.S. Trade Representative investigate whether a specific country is doing something that unfairly hurts American businesses, stealing intellectual property, blocking products, subsidizing their own companies. That's the law that was used to put tariffs on China. So President Dumpster-Fire just ordered his trade office to open several new investigations like this. Once an investigation concludes that a country is engaged in unfair practices, the president can impose tariffs as a penalty, and the tariffs have no expiration date. Just whatever he feels like. So you will see these numbers quite a bit. And so just know that it has to do with the different kinds of tariffs, 122, 232, and 301. Great. So the overview. Use the 150-day emergency tariffs as a bridge while the investigations run, and then replace it with tariffs that don't expire. Whether those investigations hold up legally or produce results is a whole other question. So the bottom line is the Supreme Court said, no. Trump said, well, I can do what I want. The 150-day clock is ticking. The Senate already voted against his tariffs once, and Americans are paying the price. Why? Why is he doing this? The stated argument is America buys more from other countries than it sells to them. That's the trade deficit. Yeah, okay. Trump and his trade advisor, particularly Peter Navarro, believe that the deficit means America's losing money to foreign countries. What? And that tariffs fix this by making foreign goods more expensive so people buy American-made products instead. Factories come back, jobs come back, and the tariff revenue is a bonus on top of it. Reality, it doesn't work. The problem, the trade deficit isn't a scorecard. Countries aren't beating us because we buy their stuff, and tariffs aren't paid by foreign countries. They're paid by American importers who pass the cost on to us. That's why grocery prices, electronics, clothing, furniture, and building materials have all gone up in price. Tax Foundation calculated the average American household paid an extra $1,000 in tariff costs in 2025 alone. I would argue it's more than that if you look at groceries alone. So this is absolute garbage. It doesn't work. Okay, so again, why is he doing this? The dumbest origin story. Let me explain to you the story of how Peter Navarro, who's gone to prison, by the way, for what he's done in the government, some of what he's done in the government. Let me explain to you how Peter Navarro got into Trump's ear. Forgive me that I'm going to read this to you. Did Peter Navarro really get into the president's orbit because Kushner bought his book looking for an advisor? Yes, and the details are even dumber than you'd think. During the 2016 campaign, Trump wanted to sound more substantive about China, so he gave Jared Kushner a summary of his views and told him to do some research. Kushner decided to go onto Amazon, saw a book called Death by China, liked the title, and cold called Navarro to invite him into the campaign. Navarro became the only economic advisor on Trump's team. That book, the one that launched Trump's entire tariff ideology, contains claims like Chinese toys poisoning children, Chinese phones exploding, Chinese pajamas being more likely to catch fire. And one of the experts Navarro cited throughout the book, the main expert Navarro cited throughout the book, was an economist named Ron Vara. Ron Vara is an anagram of Navarro. He made the guy up. The publisher, Prentice Hall, didn't know until it came out publicly, and then had to add a note to future editions telling readers that Ron Vara is not a real person. Navarro also circulated a memo in D.C. after Trump won in 2016 where Ron Vara wrote that Trump could, quote, ride the tariffs to victory, unquote. So the origin story of the tariff policy that has raised prices on every American household, wiped trillions off global markets, and just got struck down by the Supreme Court, is Failson went on Amazon, liked a book title, cold called the author who had invented a fake economist to agree with him. That's the intellectual foundation of a policy that has raised prices on every American household in the country. The factories haven't come back. The trade deficit barely moved. And now even the Supreme Court says the legal basis was never there to begin with. And thus we have the tariff disaster. And that's why we are where we are. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Oh, Valerie says, hello, everyone. What yuck did I walk into? Not Navarro again. Oh, I made a presentation. Oh, boy. All right. I was so busy this morning, I didn't even choose an overlay. I've got a bunch of them here, though. This has lots of colors. What about this one? That's pretty. Let's use this one. Okay. Melissa says, I want my $1,700 back from Dumpster. Yes. Oh, thank you, Joyce. Applause. Oh, B. Smith says, arriving late from Ireland. Commoner Andrew Andy, commoner Andy, expanded investigation made front page of today's Guardian. Oh, the expanded investigation? I'll have to check that out. Oh, Rob. Navarro's influence is terrifying. That was good. That was good. All right. Yeah. So this idiot is seriously, we are struggling financially and people are going hungry and without medication and sometimes homeless because the president of the United States is dumb as bricks and a raging narcissist. And this is what you get with raging narcissists. They don't listen to anything that doesn't already agree with their own ideas, the ones they already have. They don't grow, they don't learn. No. Yeah. So, wow. Let me have a look here. So, I mean, I guess the good news is we're talking about this again. And the Supreme Court did say, ew, no. So there's that. That Saturn conjunct Neptune doing its job. By the way, I just want to mention before I get back into this, I'm pretty sure that there's a March 3rd lunar eclipse. Why do I... Astrology, I think it's March 3rd lunar eclipse is March 3rd in Virgo. Okay. All right, I just wanted to double check on that in case it was going to obviously affect Trump, but we'll get into that. So let's get back to this tariff garbage because I don't know. None of us are making more money, and prices of everything are going up. Matter of fact, Miss Sarah, I mean, my groceries have gone up dramatically. I'm eating a lot more lentils and, just potatoes and lentils and homemade soup and all that kind of stuff, which isn't the end of the world, but oh, wait. Francis says March 3rd is the first primary. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. Well, thank you, Julie. Learning to cook new things. Exactly. Who said that? Who said that? Taurus. Thank you. All right, we'll use the pretty cards today. But anyway, so if anybody wants to talk about the tariffs, you now have the knowledge. First, Lee says in Texas, early numbers of voting, Dems and Independent are looking good. Excellent. Grace says beef is outrageous. 4 steaks were $100. Really? Tor says restaurants are unaffordable now, even fast food. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, and it's terrible. It's terrible quality. The quality is definitely going down. They're definitely putting more chemicals in it. So, Lucky Girl. Lucky Girl's here, the international treasure that is Lucky Girl. Here's a video about the dates for the state Democratic primaries. Remember, some states start in early March. Thank you. Thank you for that. Oh, good, Amanda. Try to look for local things in my grocery store. Bought a batch of potato pancake mix. It's made locally. My Polish self is excited for it. Excellent. So, tariffs, huh? This man has never actually gone grocery shopping in his entire life. And boy, does it show. Devil. Oh yeah, this is this idiot's plan. Oh yeah. That's his plan. And he is making billions of dollars. Donald Trump, make no mistake, and his family are making, I'm not exaggerating, billions of dollars while we are cutting back on basic necessities. Make no mistake. Yep. His dynasty. His, yeah, there he is right in the middle. I guess the only good thing I could tell you is people like us, well, I can't speak for you, but I will speak for myself. And that is I would crawl over broken glass to vote against this guy and his ilk. Anyone who's supporting him. And I don't think I'm alone. Yeah. So this is not going to go well for him. I have to wonder, I mean, not only is this just stupid, but I have trouble believing that he's not somehow making money off of this. Rose Blue says, I can say we've learned how to make ramen soup 6 different ways. Yeah. Oh gosh, if only tourists, they need to be stripped of assets and jailed. Yes. Yes. Whew. Carol said, broke down, grabbed a chicken sandwich with a small fry at Wendy's, no drink. It's $9. Getting like an Impossible Burger, if you want one from Burger King here, it's almost $10 just for the burger. Yeah. Cindy says his life review is going to be downright awful. I am a really empathetic person. I really don't want people to suffer. But man, I cannot work up any sympathy for this man. Oh, bless you. Bless you, Mary. I campaigned for Kamala and Tim and Biden before them while going through cancer treatment. Mary Huddleston, bless you and thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I was going to wear my Harris Walls shirt today, but this was faster to find, to grab. Julie says, save your sympathy for the victims. Yep. Oh, there's one thing I wanted to read about today, because they're going to try any kind of funny garbage they can come up with to upset the midterms. There's some talk that perhaps they'll get Alito to step down before midterms, which would get a bunch of Republicans getting out and voting to make sure that Democrats can't choose. Well, we couldn't choose, but can't block one of Trump's Supreme Court nominees. I hope we get control of the Senate. And whoever he nominates, hey, McConnell, you set the precedent. Just no. Leave the seat empty. Just leave the seat empty for 2 years. Just saying. Whew. Lewis says, my guess, Cannon. Any Democrat who in the Senate who would vote to put Cannon on the Supreme Court, you're not only, you're going to protest outside your house like nothing. I want them to be peaceful, but oh my gosh. Aurora says, I've been watching all sorts of lentil and other bean recipes for mock meat ideas. Yeah. Yep. But he and his flunkies, they are raking it in. I cannot express to you just how much money they are making. And we are going to vote against them, right? Yeah. Jenna says, who's buying steak these days? Fast food? Not me for months. I understand. See, okay, this is your card of unfinished, but we have so many, such a big group of Democrats is what this card represents, that they're just walking away like, aren't we doing such a great thing? Meanwhile, there's all of this awfulness and Democrats right there to say, no, not so great. Big change. Wheel of Fortune. Big change. Major Arcana change. But this is where I do think they're going to try something. This is aggressive Republican action. But it's not going to work. Temperance. Their tricks are not going to work this time. Nope. The reckoning is coming for these people. May not be exactly what we want it to be, and I just want it to be peaceful. That's all I ask. I want it to be lawful and peaceful, but an absolute reckoning for these people. Anyway. Brenda's saying, do any of you live near Hindu temples or mosques? I do not. Lewis says, check, please. Yes. The reckoning. All right. Joan says, I cook for one. Make a pot of, what was it? Make a pot of from scratch soup every week until summer. Yeah. Been eating a lot of soup. All right. Yeah, I was going to put bread on this morning, but I really wanted to get this tariff information to you. So after this, I'll be putting on some bread. Okay. Oh no, Tishy says, when I drive my dad into the city for his specialist appointments, and bless you for doing that, I always take him out for lunch. Every 4 months, it's gone up every single time. Yeah. Yep. Kelly's having butternut bisque today. There you go. Warrior Witch says, I'm still trying to figure out how to season pink beans. Pink beans? Like red lentils? I don't know what pink beans are. Julie says, eggs are a source of protein and cheaper than meat. Longtime viewers know I'm vegan, and I have been for 23 years. Yeah, it's about 23 years now. 22, 23 years, something like that. And I don't have a choice in the matter. I mean, I enjoy being vegan, but I have no choice in the matter. make myself sick if I eat anything higher on the food chain. So, or I get sick. So, yeah. All right. So, there's so much else. Girl wants to know about the tariff refunds. That could get interesting. And the thing is, what really makes me crazy is, where did that money go? Where did the tariff money go? What is the likelihood that we taxpayers are going to end up paying to refund the tariffs that we had to pay in the first place? Flames coming out of the side of my head. I really don't like these people. Yeah, okay. Let's look at Francis said I'm going to start making my own bread. I'm going to start making my own furniture. Why not? Lewis's offshore accounts with in the name of Drumpf. Yeah. Yep. We're going to get through this. We are. Sometimes it seems like it's never going to end. Make it a bad man stop. No, but we are. We're going to get through this. Tariff refunds. Joyce says refunds only go to corporations, not to us. Yep. But if the money isn't there, because Costco apparently was one of the first people to send in their lawyers to say, yeah, okay, we paid a lot in tariffs, give it back. And it's just, what are the chances that with these Republicans, they just put that burden on us? So we got it with tariffs and then paying tariffs back. That's who they are. But pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Mm-hmm. B. Smith says, gratitude to all you 200. Oh, are there 200 likes? I can't see from where I am. Thank you. Digitalized 70 said, well, if you make your own bread, you have to lie in it. Yes. And Carol said, thanks to my food storage OCD, I have enough food for probably 6 months. But bulk flours, rice, and meats on sale, frozen in multiple layers to store well. Lived out of gardens for most of my life. Well done. Well done. I will say, I do have I did bulk buy some things. And one of them I'm not regretting it, but I'm sitting here going, okay, why? I didn't realize that the bag of quinoa I bought was going to be that big. So now I have this giant bag of quinoa. And for me, since I live alone, one of the best things I ever bought, I bought a rice cooker and a bread maker. I mean, there are easier ways to make bread. Easy ways to make bread, but it's usually white bread. Whereas if I use a bread maker, I can put in more wheat flour. But oh my gosh, they've paid for themselves 100 times over. And there's a medium grain brown rice you can get at Amazon. It is the best rice I've ever had in my life. It is so much better than the long grains, like Mahatma brown rice you get like at the grocery store. It's so good. And it's like the #1 best-selling brown rice on Amazon. But I found out that because it's medium grain, I can cook rice and green lentils in the same amount of time. So I can just dump both in there and they'll both cook together. And throw some, do you remember Uncle Ben's long grain and wild rice? You can put seasoning on it like that. Mix that with some broccoli or veggies. It's really good. Anyway, I should get back to this. I just get so upset. I get so upset by what they're doing. Oh, Lewis says, I'm still waiting for the $2,000 and $5,000 and now $1,700 check. I guess it's in the mail. Yeah, well, will we each get a check? Oh, we probably have to pay more. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, by the way, I made a graphic a while back that's just been sitting here. Amanda says you'd survive the Oregon Trail, Sebastian, as long as I didn't drink the water. Excuse me. Joyce says, I love quinoa. Add it to salads. Oh, I'm going to have to do something. So, but I made a graphic. It's just been sitting here. Because this is an actual quote. Trump asked, when did I do that? When asked about his promise to send Americans $2,000 tariff checks. When did I do that? When did I promise that people would get money? No. Nope. Taurus says, do vegans eat cookies? Oh, absolutely. I mean, technically Oreos are vegan. We just don't eat anything that involves animals. So, and we can't, and technically we can't have honey either. If you're a very strict vegan, I have to stay low on the food chain. Anyway. We are going to be okay. We are. It's right in the middle. They're in their stupid, selfish plans. But there's hope. I'm still embarrassed at how Caucasian women voters, how many of them voted for Trump. I am disgusted by that. But I get here, we are going to be okay. And they are just hurting themselves and their future. The more they follow this jerk, the more they do this awfulness, the worse it's going to be for their party over the long term. And hallelujah for that. Anyway, she says locally sourced honey can be delicious. Yeah. Joe says extreme veganism, no honey. That's wild. Well, it's how it's made. It's how the bees make it. That's the only issue. I've had honey in some things. That doesn't seem to upset my system too much. But yeah, I do miss eggs. I do miss soft-boiled eggs. But no. That'll make me hurt for 3 days. So sorry. Smart Holly says, if I have to resort to eating rice, I will most certainly not be okay. My body doesn't process rice properly. My blood sugar goes high and I swell up, and I like rice. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. And All right. Yeah, it's nothing that comes. Lucky girl. I don't know. I don't know who that is. I'm sorry. Danette says, have you tried date syrup? I have not that I know of. There's no reason I couldn't have it. So, all right, let's go back into the news, because this is what we do. We go through the news together. So to skip that. And all right, there's a lot of stuff here about Andrew, but I'm going to skip a lot of it for today. It'll still be here tomorrow. And Okay, and we talked about how at least 20 Democratic lawmakers are boycotting the State of the Union on the 24th, so in 3 days. I'd still be really surprised if he just goes out and gives a regular State of the Union speech. I'd be really surprised. He's not up to it. Did you see him? Did you see the pictures of him when he fell asleep during the Board of Peace gathering? He just falls asleep, just flat out falls asleep. And when he does, the thing on the side of his face from his, I'm sorry, it's a stroke. This sags really, really badly. But Sleepy Joe and all this other garbage. Lewis says he almost fell over. Yeah. Now, right, at one point he did this kind of thing. So, agave syrup, Carol, I believe is pretty good. Yeah, made from a cactus, I believe. Where am I? 4105. So, let's just have a quick look at the State of the Union. How's it looking? How's it looking, Dumpy? Is it possible for them to pump you full of enough B vitamins and heaven knows what else to actually get you up there? Tim says maybe you'll fall asleep during this State of the Union. Just up there like... Yes, Lois, didn't he say that Biden was old and decrepit and couldn't even walk and kept falling asleep? And yeah. In front of the whole world. Wow, it feels like an immense amount of anger. I mean, I don't have like awful cards. I have minor arcana cards. I have daily life cards of desperation, refusal to listen to decency, charity, having to rely on charity, some people for the first time or the first time in a long time. Page of Wands, weak policies that don't do what he says. And voters, I don't know what's going on here. Voters just, this is workaday. This is workaday average people. And it just feels like anger. And you know he's going to get up there and blow smoke if he talks at all. So I'm not getting him at all. I'm just getting angry people. Yep. Squeebles. Oh, yes. Hang on. Who invited Epstein survivors to the State of the Union? He didn't, did he? No. Maggie? Oh, sure. Okay. Maggie. Just needed a name. We finished up with this. George says everyone who reads on Trump ends up coughing or clearing their throats. Gollum. Just get near his energy. Lewis says I'd scream out. A PDF says what? Carol says, how about a State of the Union live show here? I'd sign up. Oh my gosh, no. Not a chance. No. I'm like I said, I'm not feeling terribly well at the moment. I'm getting better, but no. After weeks and weeks of my stomach curdling from all of this stuff, I cannot listen to his voice. I just can't, but thank you. Thank you. Lucid Paw says Congress invited the victims. Well, that would make sense. Yep. Whew. Dio says ta-ta. Oh, are you headed out? Take care. No, the other one, not the State of the Union. Okay. Outside, says Rose Blue. I'll see. I'll see. Lucid Paw says Congress gave their seats. There you go. Brave, brave women. So, State of the Union, yeah, definitely attention elsewhere. Oh, when that burn his toast. And again, people suffering while, yeah, we're not buying that, oh, it's just foreign people. Sorry, I didn't notice all of the native DNA you're carrying. There's somebody who's a foreigner here, and it's not them. Anyway, people, it just does feel like, look, I might be deluding myself, wishful thinking, but this really does feel like people switching their sides on which vote because of this dunderheaded, corrupt fool and the Republicans who support him. So he and his Republicans can get together in whatever form they do. And it is whatever form. I don't know. I'm not. I have to be careful not to project because I'm not feeling well. I cannot imagine how bad he feels. I have not done a fifth of the damage to my body that he's done to his. People are just mad. Yep. That's kind of what we're going through and what we're going to be going through for the next couple of years, which is, if anything, I'd call it the Great Disunion. It's blue states having to protect their citizens, and but we'll get through it. But before I get on to the next question, Maggie had asked me for a bit of singing. Me. Hope I'm up to it. Hope I can do it justice. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Maggie. Happy birthday to you. And many more. I hope you have a wonderful year ahead of you. Absolutely wonderful. Okay. Lucid Paw is just like, Layla. I'm not going to sing. I don't take requests. It's not karaoke. Anyway, that was good. That was funny. Layla. All right. Oh yeah, they're definitely. Joe is saying I found some good right-wing channels speaking out about it all. Yeah, they also call out those who sweeping for DJT and the administration on their side. It's a definite switch in overall attitude. Oh yeah, it's making it much more pleasant. I mean, it's always I've always enjoyed Hal Sparks' show, but it makes it more pleasant when he's covering the people on the right who are just done with Trump. Glorious. All right. All right. So, oh boy. Let me see. I just want to make sure I get to. Okay. There was a question here. Now I did not see The Guardian yet, so I don't know how the commoner Andy's investigation. Apparently it's widened or something from the searching of, I haven't seen that yet. But there is a question here about Fergie, Sarah Ferguson, at 50 minutes in, 50. My understanding, last I heard, correct me if I am wrong, but she's in the UAE or something. So I don't imagine she's going to be headed back to the country anytime soon. So what is going to happen to the woman who told Jeffrey Epstein he was the brother she'd never had? Mm-hmm. By the way, I have another question. Am I right in thinking monster, disgusting Jeffrey Epstein was an only child? Does he have siblings? I don't think he has siblings, does he? Or if they have, they are hiding. Oh no, he has a brother, doesn't he? Doesn't he have a brother who's completely disgusted with him? Something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, Sarah Ferguson. Hey. Hi. You know, what do you really need to run up the bills you've run up? Really? Mark, thank you. oh, that was good. Fisheye 70, the Duchess of York. Actually, it should be, there shouldn't be a T, but it should be the Duchess of York. That was good. That was good. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Karen. So, that was good. She's always wanted to live high on the hog. And marrying Andrew was a bad idea. Didn't he admit to like cheating on her 12 times in the first year they were married? Once a month. Great. Go out to dinner once a month. Cheat on your spouse once a month. Oof. Oh no, but she's always Sarah Ferguson is Commoner Andrew's former wife, who has excuse me, lived with him, even though they're divorced, has lived with him for decades. B. Smith says, unlike the USA, UK and the UAE have a bilateral extradition agreement. Really? Interesting. Yeah, she's a bad Leo. Yes. 12. Yes, Rose Blue. That's what I heard. So, oof. So she racked up huge debts. And she got people to pay her debts for her. There was one point, even in the last few years, she tried starting a YouTube channel where she was reading children's books. And it was good for the authors of the children's books, but her whole thing was very flat. So, King of Swords. Oh, those are the authorities. And they are digging. They are digging. And she will try to play the victim, of course. But she won't, but she'll never get a real job. And she has a lot to worry about. Oh, they are digging. They are digging, and it will involve you. I don't think Sarah Ferguson's going to excuse me. I don't believe Sarah Ferguson's going to get through this unscathed. I could be wrong. Old Silver says, I think she wrote some too. Okay. Oh, Flower and Stars. Fergie was a mistress to Andrew? No. He, my understanding, what I heard was they got married. Sarah and Andrew got married, and in the first year he cheated on her 12 times. That's what I heard. So, what will happen to the princesses? Grace wants to know. Well, let's have a look at that. 5505. 5505. They didn't do anything wrong. Beatrice and Eugenie. Take a look. Oh, she is fake. 100% Beekeeper Tarot. Absolutely. Tor says, who's putting her up? Ah, there's the rub, isn't it? And what are they getting in return? Let's see. Oh, it's so sad. So sad. Oh my gosh, can you imagine? I mean, they probably already had some issues with their parents, but good night. They're going to be okay. Apparently, now what I've read, they're not super close to William and Kate, but my understanding is William and Kate don't dislike them. They didn't do anything. So they've got a big old temperance card around them. It was a shock when their father's, mother and father's titles were stripped away. I mean, talk about turning your foundational worldview upside down and taking away the income, and then as more comes out, man, can you imagine? They'll be okay though. I've got them being okay, but oh, this is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Mary says Eugenie is close to Harry. That makes sense. Yeah, Squeeble says, I believe the princesses keep their titles. Yeah, they don't cause any trouble. Yeah. Brenda says, I understand Beatrice has cut ties with her father. I hate to say it, that's probably for the best. Raymond says the British press are having a field day. Oh, gosh. I haven't really gone and looked, but I should. So, but. Whew. But we see we made it through the news. We made it through today's news. We're going to get through this. It's not always easy, but. All right. Well, that is going to do it for me for today, but. It's Sarah's day off, but I will be at Creative Sprints in an hour and a half or so over here on YouTube. Link should be in the description, or it will be. And other than that, I'll be back here tomorrow. Because I'm going to show up every day, and some of you do too. Thank you. But we're going to get through this because we have a community here. So, all right. Please remember, you're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. There are. All right. And just try to keep things level, just emotionally as level as you can for now. So, because the astrology is really rough right now, and it's still, excuse me, we're moving away from the biggest astrological things of the year, but it's still, we're only a few days out. All right, so things will get better. Thank you, lucky girl. Yes, stay calm and autumn on. There we go. All right, take care, and as always, I'll see you later. All right, bye.